In Sri Lanka, Parliament Speaker Ashok Sapumal Ranawala resigned, citing an inability to provide documents supporting his educational qualifications. Denying allegations of false information, Ranawala stated he plans to submit proof from a research institute in Japan. Meanwhile, Sri Lankan President Anura Dissanayake is paying his three-day first state visit to India from tomorrow. During his first state visit abroad, President Dissanayake is scheduled to participate in a business event in New Delhi, and that event is aimed at promoting investment and commercial linkages between India and Sri Lanka. He is also expected to visit Bodh Gaya. For more, we are being joined by Dr. Ahmed Muin Faruqi from Colombo. Dr. Ahmed, it will be Sri Lankan President Anura Kumara Dissanayike's first state visit abroad since he won the presidency in September and he's chosen India for it. What can both sides expect?
Yes, a very good morning to all who are watching us. Primarily speaking, yes, there has been a tradition that whenever a new president is elected in Sri Lanka, his first port of call is Delhi. And continuing that same tradition, Sri Lanka's President Anura Kumara Dissanayake will be proceeding to Delhi tomorrow. And this will have a long-term impact with regard to the bilateral relations that exist between the two countries. Yes, India and Sri Lanka are considered as civilizational twins. There have been people-to-people linkages over the last several millennia. In addition to that, if we look at the recent history, over the last 10 years, the India-Sri Lanka relations have gone from strength to strength under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's neighborhood first policy and Sagar doctrine. Now, given all these as the background, the visit of President Dissanayake will have long-term impact on the bilateral relations in the manner that both countries are having new governments. India had a fresh election in 2024. Likewise, Sri Lanka also had a fresh election in 2024. And this will pave a major kind of a direction for the bilateral relations to proceed for the next 5 years. The president is scheduled to meet Rashtrapati Draupadi Murmu as well as Prime Minister Narendra Modi and hold several discussions with them. He's also scheduled to participate in certain events which will increase, which will talk about, which will deal with commercial linkages and investment in Sri Lanka, and he will basically be interested in taking up discussions which will primarily talk about the economic recovery of Sri Lanka. That is one. Secondly, topics of mutual benefit for both countries, developmental projects which India could, and it is that is already executing in Sri Lanka. In addition to that, even the Indian investments that are possible in India, in Sri Lanka. So these could be the discussion topics which may arise between the leadership of both countries. That is one. Secondly, if we look at the current new regime in Sri Lanka, it has had to deal with several issues, including the economic crisis. We have to remember here that at the peak of the economic crisis in Sri Lanka in 2022, India had provided a huge generous assistance of over $4.5 billion. And that is something which Sri Lanka remembers very well. India also had provided the financing assurances to secure the IMF bailout package worth $2.9 billion. And this is something which has made a huge impact in how India-Sri Lanka relations are perceived. And now Sri Lanka has understood that, in the geopolitics, India is something which is the most important country and a very important partner for it to go ahead and grow. So therefore, Sri Lanka will pay a lot of importance to this visit, and they would like to take it up in the best manner possible to ensure that their economic recovery is made even better.
Right, Dr. Ahmed, we've also come to know about the resignation of the Parliament Speaker there. Is it a storm in a teacup, or is there more to it?
You see, there had been an instance that the president had appointed the speaker, and the speaker had disclosed that he had an educational qualification which was a doctorate, saying that he had secured it from a research institute in Japan. However, there had been a lot of questions that were raised because the veracity or the documents in support of this qualification were not available with several of the fact check organizations here. And there had been a huge furor over this issue, with the opposition gearing up and obtaining signatures to go ahead with a no confidence motion against the speaker. In the light of all this, the speaker had decided to go ahead and step down from the post, saying that although he has the education qualification, but currently he is not in a position to furnish documents in support of it. And he had said that in future he will definitely provide the necessary documentary evidence in support of his qualification. Yes, there has been quite a lot of furor over this. It's not just a small matter, because NPP had come to a victory on the riding on a very high moral ground, saying that they will fight corruption in and out in every manner possible. And this misleading kind of declaration that with regard to an educational qualification is being perceived by the opposition that this is not the same kind of moral ethics which a speaker, a person occupying that kind of a position, should display. And therefore, the opposition was very strong with regard to how they would want to take it up. However, the speaker has resigned. In fact, the next session of next session of the parliament will be held on 17th of December, and that will be the time when a replacement speaker will be elected by the parliament to replace Mr. Ranwal.
Dr. Ahmad reporting from Colombo in Sri Lanka.